everybody. I'm Laura Trump, coming to you from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. While President Trump continues to deliver wins for the American people, the Democrats only deliver constitutional corruption. Joining me is the former acting Attorney General of the United States, Matt Whitaker. Matt, thank you for joining us.
Welcome, good to be here.
Welcome to Studio 45. I wish we had some really great things to talk about, but these crazy Democrats have decided they want to try and impeach the president. It's such a sham. I think people see this for what it is. But are they not corrupting our Constitution? Isn't this such a bad precedent to set?
It really is. I mean, so the House passed it purely on a partisan vote. There were Democrats that voted against it, in addition to all the Republicans.
Absolutely.
And our founding fathers warned us of this exact scenario with impeachment. Alexander Hamilton talked about it in the Federalist Papers, and I'm really concerned long term what this is going to be for really both sides. It takes a lot of the importance and a lot of the somberness out of impeachment and turns it into a partisan circus, which is what we saw in the House. And based on the way Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler conducted the impeachment inquiry, they called it, it doesn't have any credibility. I mean, they short-circuited the whole process. It was always an impeachment in search of facts, where you ended up sort of with this evolving theory of the case, which it was just said the other day by Senator Cruz that this is the first time an impeachment has happened without an actual allegation of a crime.
Right.
I mean,
and so they kept changing things as they went along.
It was, and they were doing focus groups and trying to poll test these messaging. The bottom line is that the American people see through this sham.
Well, now you just alluded to it. The Senate is taking up impeachment now. Let's hope that it gets done very quickly. But I want you to listen to what the president had to say.
Okay.
And then our opponents say, we're not going to win. Let's impeach President Trump. Let's impeach him. Got the greatest economy in our history. Our military has been totally rebuilt. Let's impeach him. But we've created 7 million jobs since the election, including more than 1 million manufacturing and construction jobs. Nobody thought that was possible.
All right, Matt. So what is your outlook? What comes next? How do you see this going? Is the impeachment going anywhere, or are people finally, going to get this country back on track and elect Donald Trump for 4 more years?
Well, so what I see happening in the Senate is really an exposure of what this is, which is the Democrats, from the moment this president was elected, have tried to impeach him, have tried to discredit him, have tried to undermine his agenda and what he stands for, and he has stood firm, and they can't accomplish in the ballot box, and so they're trying to use every tool in their toolbox. But fundamentally, what I see the Senate doing is, while they're going to take this serious, I do not see this taking a lot of time. I see them possibly even taking up a motion to dismiss. Although there is there is a question as to what does the president want, and what would be the best for him. Because the Democrats are just using this as a political weapon.
Absolutely.
They've weaponized impeachment, and they're trying to weaken the president and trying to therefore win in 2020, because they know they're not going to be able to remove him. And nobody ever thought that was the case. And really, when this impeachment's over, we're in the exact same spot from where we started. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Democrats, the rank and file, hardcore liberal Democrats, don't like President Trump. Surprise. Guess what? There's a lot of people where I'm from in Iowa and all over the Midwest and the country, exactly, that love this president and understand that he's delivering on his campaign promises.
Now, the investigations that we've alluded to really were started by a couple of bad cops, really, some deep state folks. I think it makes people in this country question, will there ever be the integrity restored to these institutions, to the government? What is your take on that?
Well, everywhere I go, when this subject comes up, whether it's the Mueller investigation or other issues that especially Department of Justice, FBI, and others face, the American people want accountability.
Yeah.
And I think there are 2 good news messages on this. First of all, John Durham continues to look at what the origins of the Russia investigation are, and it seems that the more we learn about it, the more specious the actual start of it was. Mm-hmm. The other good news is that while I was at the Department of Justice, and it's continued under Bill Barr, we have removed a lot of the folks that were the bad actors in this, whether it's Jim Comey, who the president fired, whether it's Andy McCabe, who the attorney general fired, whether it's Jim Baker, who is the general counsel's gone. All of these folks have been removed from the top echelons of the FBI. We have an IG report that I think was very thorough and pointed out a lot of limitations in both in the Carter Page FISA and maybe even the FISA process in total. And so I think those, we need to implement those. But, fundamentally, I know in my heart that Bill Barr, if there is somebody that needs to be prosecuted, if there's somebody that needs to be fired, if there's somebody that needs to be held to account, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And I have full confidence in that.
So hopefully with that, we see that people do understand that it's not the whole institution is bad. It really is a couple of bad actors, and you hold those people to account. Matt, thank you for being with us. Thanks for everything you've done to fight for this country. We appreciate it.
I'm going to continue to my last breath.
So we love it. We love it. Well, thanks again for joining us today.
All right, thank you.
With the Democrats' constitutional corruption, they're making the choice for voters very clear in 2020. 4 more years of Donald Trump winning for the American people. That's the real news for today. If you'd like to get involved with Team Trump, go to donaldjtrump.com or text Trump to 88022 today and become part of our winning team in 2020. I'm Laura Trump from Studio 45 at Trump Tower in New York City. Thanks for joining us, everybody.